Okay, we've got the 72 bus up on the lift. What a paint job. But we wanted to see how this looked underneath. We'd hoped to start this project last month, but as usual, we're a little behind. We've always got something else that we try to slip in. But we're pretty happy with what we're seeing here. You know, there is some surface rust here, but this is really in good shape. We're gonna have to redo everything anyway. I mean, we got a little hole here in the floorboard, and there's one over here too, right in here. And there's one little spot up under the wheel well that's underneath the seat. But this thing is in great condition, really, for as old as it is. All these rails are good. This is where the sink was at. Somebody kind of hacked it up a little bit. The rails, I chipped this off right here. Look at that, it's like brand new underneath there. These are all still on here. This was disconnected, but other than that, I mean, this thing really looks good. Rocker panels are in great condition. We have the one usual rust area. Of course, we got some massive leaks here. Got some seal issues on this transaxle. Big leak here. No big deal. That's definitely coming out. Right here we have the usual battery box rust hole, and that is pretty much the extent of the rust on this one. This really looks good up in here. I've been debating on what to do with this thing. I think I'm just going to strip it totally down, put it on a rotisserie, blast it, undercoat it, and do it again, because I think it's not going to take that much time for any of this metal patch. So I think we're just going to go ahead and strip it out. It'll be a fun job for Noah. We'll get the interior all out of it, start taking everything off the bottom of it. We're going to just get it totally off, take it all the way down. Very happy with this. This was a good find. Got some body work somebody's done here, a little bit, nothing major. I'd say they probably hooked that on something and crushed it. It's that's easy to repair. Yeah, you can see where it's bent right here. It's been pushed back a little bit. Straighten that out. Get that back out where it belongs. See how this side looks over here. That panel's rolled in. Different curve there probably too. Yeah, a little bit. There's some Bondo where they tried to make it look right. But the metal is good under it. It's just bad body work. Very happy with this one.
After having the bus on the lift for a few days, my dad and I finally decided that our other projects could wait because we were both excited to get to work on a Volkswagen bus. The first thing we did was to take everything off of the outside of the bus that we could. This included the headlight trim, mirrors, grille, and the front and rear bumpers. After everything was stripped off, we began to sand the entire bus down and found out that there was more Bondo on the bus than we had first expected. It took us about 2 days of sanding and grinding the bus just to get all the Bondo out where we could see what kind of bodywork needs to be done. While my dad worked on smoothing out the dents, I removed the windows and glass, excluding the driver and passenger door windows. Removing the windows made stripping the interior of the bus much easier because I didn't have to climb in and out of the bus over and over again. I could just hand all of the pieces that were worth keeping out of the holes where the windows had been. While we were stripping out the interior of the bus, we found out that the AC that someone had installed was actually a Volkswagen product option. We made sure to carefully remove the components and are planning on fixing the AC as well as the bus. Here you can see that the majority of the bus has already been sanded down. More sanding is still needed to get down to the original paint that was on the bus when it was driven out of the factory. Personally, my dad and I were not very fond of the rattle can paint job that someone had slapped on the bus. Let us know what you think in the comments below.
We've got our 72 VW Campmobile Westphalia camper bus here. We started stripping it down. We were going to send it out to media blast, but decided to just keep it in shop here. Get this old purple spray paint off of it they put on it and back down to the original paint. We found out it's a very rust-free van. We've got a couple little spots here and there, but it has some damage on it. We fixed this corner. This is really bad right here. We got to fix that. We'll do that properly. You come down to the side. Something was hit on this side right here. Started here, ran a line all the way down, and they just did a terrible job. What they did too is they overground and stretched a lot of this metal, so we've had to shrink it and pull it back in. We got it pretty close, a little more detail on that. You can see right here where they really overground the metal. That's just makes it tough to fix, but we'll repair that and get that done. Get this all straightened out. And they overfilled it. They started putting too much filler here and then they blended it all back in here, but we'll get this all straightened out too. Looks a lot worse than it actually is. Come on around here, Noah. The back of the bus, you can kind of see how it was painted. Somebody just spray painted stuff on here. Right here we've got some rust that was in here, but this has been hit pretty hard. They just filled it up with filler. We cut this section out, had to get the support cut open so we could repair it where they beat it nearly flat on the inside trying to push it back out. We'll do that and then we'll get a little pull on that one too now that we got it open so we can get it straightened. Right here we had some damage down here on the corner. It was filled in about a ½ inch of filler. We've got it rounded out pretty nice. Just a little bit more smoothing on that. We'll get down to the last bit of that. We'll get it looking good. This piece is missing this cover. Got a new one of those coming. This window, pretty good really. I mean, there's a little rust there. We got all the glass out. A little more body work down on the bottom, but really this is a good bus. It's a good straight bus. Got the interior all out of it. Got some surface rust on the floor. Had two tiny little holes over here. Other than that, we'll just probably clean this off and prime it. The worst area in the whole van is right here. I think somebody left something sitting here. It almost looks like a bag was sitting on there and it rusted through there. And the same thing right here. We'll just cut this panel out. Either get a patch panel or I'll make one. Other than that, it's going to be a really nice old bus.